welcome to my channel. So this video will be on simplest way to learn Arduino programming. So if you are a beginner, this is a must video for you guys to watch on how to learn Arduino programming. So let's straight away get started with the video. So this is the structure of Arduino Uno. So here there is a 13 digital pins where you can connect your output devices to any one of these pins, or you can use multiple pins at a time. So here you can connect your output components such as LEDs, LCDs or relays or motors. So after this comes analog pins. So there are 6 analog pins where it reads the analog data. So in case if you are connecting a humidity or temperature sensor, it reads the analog data and it can be connected over here. And just after this analog pins comes power supply. So here you can give a power supply to connect your output components. So here comes a power jack and also USB port to connect it to a laptop and upload the programs. So after this here comes the reset button where you can reset your program. So this is a brief explanation about how Arduino Uno works. In case if you are not subscribed my channel, please go take a moment and subscribe to my channel, and also press the bell icon notification to get updated with my latest videos. I started with the Arduino IDE programming. So this is a program structure, how it looks. So in case if you have not downloaded Arduino IDE, I'll provide you link below in the description. You can just check there and download it from there. So as you can see here, it says it all that you have here two functions. One is void setup and void loop. So this is our first point to be considered over here. So I have made a list of points to be considered in this video. So the first one is void setup. So this void setup, what does void mean? So basically void is a command which will declare a function and the function is setup. So here this setup is basically Arduino programming is a case sensitive. So in case if you do it like this, it won't work because it is a case sensitive. So make sure while writing Arduino programming you should be careful about case sensitivity. So once you write the function, it is necessary to put the brackets. So after declaring function you always put a bracket. So this is our third point to be considered, and after this here we have a curly brackets which it declares or opens and close this curly braces. So here you can see put your setup code over here to run it once, and there are 2 slashes over here. It indicates the line is commented. If you want to give a brief description about the code, you can just comment your codes. So this is our fifth point to be considered. So this is how the basic Arduino programming structure works. To know about the basic programming structure, now it's time for us to know about variable. So what is variable? So variable is something which you can store your information and you can access it whenever you want. So variable is basically used to store the information and you can manipulate it in a computer programming by using it again and again. So in case if you are storing an apple in an apple basket, you can go into the apple basket and take the apple whenever you want. So here basically you are storing apple the value into a variable and it can be accessed anytime. This is how variable works. So there are 3 things which you need to know before declaring variable. So one would be the data type. As you can see, I have mentioned 3 things over here. The one is data type, variable name and value. So I will just write down for you. So first we need to declare a data type. Okay, and after this we need to know variable name, and after this we need to know the value, what value you are putting. So this value can be either an integer or a character, it may be a numeric or a word or a letter. So this is the program structure for declaring a variable. I hope you got this program structure to declare a variable. So it can be anything, either a number, letter, or a characteristics. So here, if you are defining a character, so it should, the data type would be char. As we saw it in our second point, it can't be capital. So here we are declaring data type as a char, and after this we will name our variable name. So imagine you are naming your variable as x. Okay, so and we will declare a value. So here you are declaring a value d. So this is our value and this is our data type and this is our variable name. So in case if you are writing it for a number, so it can be a integer. So here we are going to use int, and we will name any integer. So I'll just name it as a number and the value to be 3, and we need to put a semicolon. So always when you write Arduino programming, it is necessary to put a semicolon for every line. So this is how this it works. So after this, we have learned how we can declare a variable. So I'll just comment down this. So here, why are we declaring over here? So there are two things we need to know. One is global variable and other is local variable. So global variable, where it works for this function and this function as well. If you are defining it over here, so in case if you are defining this here, so it only works in a void setup function. It can't work in a loop function. In case if you are declaring it over here, it works for this function and this function as well. If I declare this over here, this will work only for this and it won't work for here. So it is always necessary to make sure that you declare the variable globally so that it can be used by any functions. So the thing is, global variable can be accessed by any function and local variable is accessed by only one function where it is declared. And this would be our 8 and 9 point of this video, and the last would be to provide semicolon to this. So this is how we can declare a variable and get started to write a Arduino programming. Time to write our first ever program in Arduino. So I'll teach you the simplest way you can write the Arduino programming. The first thing to consider over here is pin mode. So in case if you are connecting a LED to the 13th pin, so you need to tell the Arduino IDE that you are connecting it to the 13th pin. So this you write it in the form of code. So here we use pin mode. So we will see the syntax of pin mode. I'll just show you how you can write a pin mode. So pin mode. So here you observe that it is case sensitive and M is capital over here, and here we need to mention the pin and the mode, which mode we are going to use. So I'll just comment this line. This is just the syntax how you can write the pin. So imagine we are connecting a LED to the 13th digital pin. So how you are going to see it? So when we are connecting 13th digital pin, we want it to blink, right? So we are sending the output signal to it. So this mode is considered as output. So the mode means you can either use it as an input or output. Since we are writing a program to blink the LED, we consider this as an output. So we will write it pin mode as, so here we are going to use the 13th digital pin and mode as output. So this is how we write our first line of the programming, and in this syntax with a pin mode, pin and mode. So the second thing here we need to consider is syntax, so which we saw already. So the third things come here is digital write. So what is digital write? So basically there are two things to be considered here. Is it can send two types of signal. either it can be low or high. So here it can be low or it can be high. Okay, so if you are sending high signal, so in case if you are sending high signal to this 13th pin, it will give you a voltage of 5 volts. Okay, so it will give you voltage of 5 volts in the 13th pin, and the other pin is connected to the ground. So consider the LED is connected to the 13th pin and the other pin is connected to a ground. So here it is getting 5 volts and here it is getting 0 volts. So there occurs a potential difference. By this the LED glows up. So this is how the high pin works. So in case if you are giving the 13th pin as low, okay, the digital write as low, then here 13th pin will receive 0 volts and the other pin is connected to ground, and there is no potential difference over here since there is no LED glow light on or off. So basically you need a potential difference to turn on the LED on or off. So the third thing here is delay. So for every code you write, you need a certain pause. So this delay is in milliseconds. Okay, so this delay is in milliseconds. So I'll just show you example. This is a delay and it is written in milliseconds. So consider 1000. So basically every time we write a delay, it is of our choice. If you want to pause it for 1000 milliseconds or 2000 milliseconds, it's up to us. So you can define it by yourself. So basically this 1000 millisecond is nothing but equivalent to 1 second. So usually delay is declared in milliseconds. So this is how it works. So for everything, if you need a pause or a delay, you can consider this line and use it. Okay, so these are our things to be considered and we are ready to write our first program. So coming over here, so this is the void setup. Since we are going to write our blink program, here we can just declare it once, the pin mode to the output. So basically this is the output pin which we are going to blink. So here we are going to write pin mode 13 as our output. So the next thing come is loop. What we want to run in loop? So basically we want to turn on and off the LED. So how we will turn on the LED? So we are going to give 5 volts here to the 13th digital pin. How you can write that? So here I'll just show you the syntax how you can write that. Digital write. Okay, so this is digital write and here you need to mention the pin and either it is high or low. You can just mention it. So this is the pin. It can be either high or low. Okay, I'll just comment this line because this is a syntax where we are going to use, and now we will write a line to turn on our LED. Okay, so I will write, make sure it is a case sensitive and use it properly. So this is digital write. Okay, and here make sure you put a semicolon after every line. So we have written a digital write and then a pin. What pin are we considering over here? So this is our 13th pin. So we will write the pin as 13. And how much voltage we want to give? We want to pass on 5 volts. So we are going to write it as high since we want to turn on the LED. So once it turns on, we want it to blink. So we will just give a pause or a delay. So once it turn on, we will give a pause of 1000 milliseconds. It can be either 1000 or 2000. It is up to us if we want to make it based on us. So after this, once it glows, we want to turn it off. So to turn it off, we have digital write and we want to give low signal, I mean low voltage to the 13th pin again, so we will give it as low. So here this should be in capital. So we have written our digital write 13 as low. Since we are giving it 13 as low, here it comes 0 voltage and there will be no potential difference, so the LED will not glow. So this is how it works. So after this we will again give a delay of 1000 milliseconds. This is nothing but 1 second. So after this, so after every line it is compulsory to put a semicolon. Okay, so this is our syntax, how we are going to write. So after this we will just save it. So we will save it as first program, right? Arduino blink. Okay, I have just saved it. So once you save it, just go connect your Arduino. So I have connected my Arduino here. Now go to tools and you can see port. So here you can see Arduino Uno as your port. You just select this. So we have in Windows it shows a COM port and you need to select this. So once you select this, we need to save this, and here comes compiling. So you need to compile your sketch. So once you are done with compiling, just go and upload the program. So while uploading the program, your LED will start blinking. It shows it is uploading the program. So after this, once it is uploaded, I will just show you in a video how it looks. So this is how it is blinking for 1 second. So we will just manipulate the code and make it to a delay of 2000 milliseconds. And then upload it. So it takes a pause of 2 seconds and then it turns on. Now this is how it works.